Granny, today is 31st October, the National Unity Day. Can you tell me why is it celebrated?
Yes, dear. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel's birth anniversary is observed as Rashtriya Ekta Divas or National Unity Day every year.
Yes, Granny. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is known as the Iron Man of India.
Yes, children. He was India's first deputy prime minister and has played a major role in persuading over 500 princely states and making a united India.
Let me tell you more about him. Sardar Patel was born on 31st October 1875 in Nadia district, Khera, and was raised in the countryside of the state of Gujarat. His father's name was Javeri Bhai and mother's name was Ladba. Much of his education was attended in schools in Nadiad and Petlat. He passed his high school examination in 1896. Throughout school, he was a very wise and intelligent student. Later, he became an Indian barrister and was appointed as the 49th President of Indian National Congress. He is also called the Unifier of India. The Statue of Unity, the world's tallest statue, was dedicated to him on 31st October 2018, which is approximately 182 meters in height.
The first Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, emerged as a major leader of Indian freedom movement after the Kheda Satyagraha in 1918 and Bardoli Satyagraha in 1928. Present-day India owes an immeasurable debt of gratitude to the vision, tact, diplomacy and pragmatic approach of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, popularly known as the Iron Man of India. After the time of Indian independence in 1947, India was divided into two sets of territories, one under the direct British rule and the other under the suzerainty of British Crown, with control over the internal affairs remaining on the hands of the hereditary rulers. Just before independence, it was announced by the British that with the end of their rule over India, paramountcy of the British Crown over the princely state would also lapse. This meant that all these states, as many as 565 in all, would become legally independent. The British government took the view that all these states were free to join either India or Pakistan or remain independent if they so wished. This decision was left not to the people but to the princely rulers of these states. This was a very serious problem and could threaten the very existence of a united India. At the time of independence, the problem of integration of the princely states was a big challenge for the national unity and integrity of India. Under such difficult times, Sardar Patel undertook the daunting task of uniting all the 565 princely states of India. Known as the Bismarck of India, Patel's approach to the question of the merger of the princely states into independent India was very clear. He was not in favor of any compromise with the territorial integrity of India. Through a combination of factors, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and V.P. Menon, the Secretary of the Minister of State, convinced the rulers of the various princely states to accede to India. Having secured their accession, they then proceeded in a step-by-step process to secure and extend the central government's authority over the states and transform their administrations until by 1956, there was a little difference between the territories that had been part of British India and those that had been part of princely states. Simultaneously, the government of India, through a combination of military and diplomatic means, acquired de facto and de jure control over the remaining colonial enclaves, which too were integrated into India. With the swiftness of a military commander and skill of an Indian diplomat, Sardar Patel got to work. By this political experience, diplomatic prowess and foresightedness out of India's 565 princely states, many had already given their consent to merge with India even before achieving independence. Thank you.
Sardar Patel and V.P. Menon devised a formula to propose to the monarchs. The instrument of accession was the official treaty to be signed between the government of India or the government of Pakistan and the accession candidates. According to the basic tenets of the treaty, the government of India would only control foreign affairs, defense and communications, leaving all internal issues to be administered by states. He followed an iron-handed policy. Patel made it clear that he did not recognize the right of any state to remain independent or in isolation within India. He also appealed to the patriotic and national sentiments of the princes and invited them to join forming of a democratic constitution in the national interest.
The states of Gwalior, Bikaner, Patiala and Baroda were the first to join India on April 28, 1947. Others were weary, distrusting a democratic government led by revolutionaries of uncertain and possibly radical views, and fearful of losing their influence as rulers. This response of the rulers of the princely states meant that after independence, there was a very real possibility that India would get further divided into a number of small countries. Sardar Patel faced key challenges of integration from 5 states, that is Hyderabad, Junagadh, Jodhpur, Bhopal and Kashmir. Travancore and Hyderabad announced their desire for independence, while the Nawab of Bhopal expressed his desire to either negotiate with Pakistan or seek independence. It was under the leadership of Sardar Patel, the indomitable man, that India forces compelled Hyderabad and Junagadh to merge with India. He followed an iron-handed policy. He thereafter carried the threefold process of assimilation, centralization and unification of states. The states were amalgamated to form a union, and that union was merged with the Union of India. Keeping well versed with Pakistan's intentions of Jinnah's divisive two-nation theory, Sardar Patel's opinion on Kashmir was different from other leaders. Like Hyderabad, he also wanted Kashmir's integration with India through military operations. But due to political decisions of some prominent leaders, Sardar could not succeed in integrating Kashmir fully with India, which turns into a major historical blunder for the country. Thus, the ever-pragmatic Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel
will always remain as an astounding and brilliant leader who combined in himself the features of a true nationalist, catalyst and realist, popularly characterized as NCR in Indian political history. Thank you.